Okay, let's dive straight into this. Welcome to today's explainer. If you're just stepping into the workforce right now, maybe you literally just landed your very first full-time gig, or you're just, in the early stages of your career, you are in the exact right place. We're looking at the ultimate roadmap to basically bypass the traditional rat race from day one. We're drawing on the timeless lessons from Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is a book that completely shook up how we think about wealth. So let's get into it and set up your blueprint for financial freedom.
I want you to let this sink in for a second. What if literally everything you've been taught about money is just wrong? You've probably spent years in school being told to study hard, get good grades, and secure that safe, high-paying job, right? But what if that traditional path is actually just a one-way ticket to financial frustration? Today, we're going to completely disrupt those expectations and challenge those conventional beliefs about working for money that get drilled into us from a super young age.
So here is the exact step-by-step career roadmap we'll be following in this explainer to help you build that ultimate financial independence. 1. Rethink the paycheck trap. 2. Spot assets and liabilities. 3. Mind your own business. 4. Make money your employee. And 5. Achieve true financial freedom. All right, let's get into step 1.
Section 1. Rethink the paycheck trap. Unlearning the traditional work cycle.
As you get ready for that very first salary to finally hit your bank account, this is absolutely crucial to grasp. The traditional cycle, it operates exactly like a trap. Most people just spend their entire lives chasing paychecks, working harder to get a raise. But then, as your income goes up, so do your expenses. Suddenly you need a nicer apartment, a more expensive car, and boom, you stay trapped. You end up working forever, literally just to pay your rising bills.
But here is the ultimate secret. The rich do not work for money. They make money work for them. This is the big core lesson Kiyosaki learned from his rich dad. The key to escaping that trap we just talked about is to stop relying purely on your earned income. You actually have to start building assets that generate income even while you're asleep. True financial freedom really only happens when your passive income completely covers your living expenses.
Moving on to step 2. Spot assets and liabilities. The golden rule of cash flow. So now that you actually have a paycheck, we need to talk about exactly what you should buy with it and honestly, what you need to avoid like the plague. It basically boils down to a binary, super simple rule. An asset puts money in your pocket, a liability takes money out of your pocket. That's it. As you kick off your career, literally every purchase you make needs to be evaluated through this exact lens. Because look, so many people buy expensive houses, luxury cars, designer gear, and they think they're acquiring wealth. But if these things require constant payments, insurance, and maintenance without actually producing any income for you, they are fake assets. They're actually liabilities in disguise. True assets, on the other hand, are things like rental properties, stocks, businesses, royalties. These are investments that generate real cash flow. The rich focus basically all their energy on acquiring these true assets first. All right, step 3. Mind your own business. The side hustle mindset. Now, don't get me wrong, keeping your new day job is perfectly fine. In fact, you kind of need it right now. But the problem is, Most people spend their entire lives building someone else's business while completely neglecting their own financial future. Minding your own business doesn't mean you have to just quit your job and start a massive tech company tomorrow. It just means your job pays the bills, but your real business is using that salary to consistently build up your asset column on the side. That's how you secure your own financial freedom over time.
And to do that effectively, you need a specific type of education that traditional schools almost never provide. Like, they made sure you knew the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, right? But they totally forgot to teach you how money actually works. You have to educate yourself on investing, taxes, business structure, accounting, cash flow, real estate, the whole shebang. Because the more financially educated you become in these specific areas, the better decisions you'll make. Knowledge literally reduces your risk and opens up immense opportunities.
Step 4. Make money your employee. Hiring your money and taking calculated risks.
Okay, so once you've actually saved up a few dollars, you've got to overcome that very real beginner's fear of investing. People are terrified of losing money, making a wrong choice, or just flat out failing. But you have to remember, failure is just a built-in part of the learning process. Literally every single successful investor and entrepreneur out there has made mistakes. The defining difference is just that they learn from them and they keep moving forward. Financial success takes courage, it takes patience, and you definitely need the willingness to actually put that money to work.
I absolutely love this concept right here. We are completely redefining the word employee. Since you just became an employee yourself, think about it like this. The wealthy view every single dollar as an employee. So instead of spending every dollar you earn, you invest a portion into assets. Those invested dollars, those are your employees now. And they work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with 0 coffee breaks to generate even more money for you. Your goal is to just build up this massive financial machine of tiny employees that work for you around the clock.
Which brings us to step 5. Achieve true financial freedom. The end game.
Let's quickly redefine what ultimate success actually looks like in your career journey. Because true wealth, it is not about buying expensive luxury goods just to show off to your coworkers. It is about having choices. Financial freedom means working because you want to, not because you have to. It means having absolute control over your time. It means living without that constant financial stress always hanging over your head. You gotta remember, the rich focus on building this freedom first. The luxury lifestyle, that comes way later and it's paid for by the cash flow that their assets generate. So, I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Will you work for money or will you make money work for you? Wealth isn't determined by the size of that starting salary you just accepted. It's determined by how well you manage, invest, and grow that money from day one. So start small, stay incredibly consistent, and really focus on building those true assets today. Because your financial freedom basically begins with the decisions you make right now.